Hey everyone, CJ here. As a lot of you probably know, I play for and lead a Highlander team called Strong Opinions. We play in ETF2L and UGC, and in ETF2L we play in the Premiership division, which is the top division. In ETF2L you have four different tiers of teams. You have the Open, you have Mid, you have High, and then at the top you have Premiership, which consists of 8 teams, and all the teams play each other. And Season 9 has just finished. And during the regular season, we finished in second. So the regular season, all of the teams play against each other, and then ranked in the table, and the top 4 teams go to the playoffs. So we finished in second, and we managed to get into the playoffs. We started at the semi-final stage. We played against High Panda, and we beat those guys 2 maps to 0, which was a really huge win for us. So it was kind of a really opening our eyes to how far we could go. And obviously we got to the final, and we played against Tourette's Chess Club, who'd won the last 2 Premiership titles on the bounce, and we beat them 2 maps to 1, making us Premiership champions. So obviously really pleased with that. So proud of my team. To win basically the biggest accolade in European Highlander. And I'm on a bit of a winning streak at the moment, because back in September I went to Deutschland, which was a TF2 Highlander LAN in Germany. And there was, I think it was about 10 to 12 teams that played there. And I went with the team Checkers, and we won that. We went undefeated, only dropped a couple of rounds across the entire tournament. So that was great. We got a nice prize money and a massive trophy, and then after that, in sort of October, November time, I won UGC Platinum Highlander with the same guys. So winning ETF2L Premiership Highlander now kind of gives me the hat trick of winning the top titles in Highlander. So I'm over the moon. I'm really happy. But unfortunately, there hasn't been much kind of POV coverage from me from any of those. If you want to see the VODs, you want to see the actual live games, Blackout Gaming TV has covered all of the Deutschland games. All of the Deutschland games were covered. So if you want to see, the games being played, the final and whatnot, go and check out their YouTube channel. I'll put it in the description. And the same goes for the Premiership season. Pretty much all of the games were covered, but all of the games in the playoffs were covered. So you can see the semi-final and the final if you want. But because didn't really record any demos myself, and sort of I like to do recording the demos, recording my comms with them. Haven't been able to do that because I didn't want anything to mess up with give me huge ping, because I've been kind of tweaking my config and stuff. So basically I thought I'd go over one of the maps that we played in the final. Now there were 3 maps that was played. The first map was Steel, second map was Product, which is a pro version of Viaduct, and the third one was Badwater. Now Steel went on very long. It was 3 rounds, and it was to be fair, I've played a lot of Steel over the past few weeks. I really don't want to go over an hour worth of Steel demos. And the Badwater game, there was a lot of pauses, a lot of disconnects and stuff like that, so there'll be a lot of interruptions in that one. So I thought what I would do is I'd go over the Product game. Now it is in 2 parts because the config was currently slightly messed up. So they have 2 separate demos, but I just thought I'd go over it and kind of criticize myself, see what I did wrong, see what I did right, what my team was doing, and just give you guys a bit of an overview of what I'm thinking and what my team's thinking during basically the highest level game that you can play in Highlander, and kind of give a bit of an idea of the thought process that go through us. So I'm going to go to here, play demo, and I've tagged it. I think it's chess Product 1. Oh god, there's so many. I think it's this one here. So I'm going to go on to this one. So this was a week ago now, so my mind has cleared about a lot of the stuff that has gone on, so hopefully I can come to it with a fresh mind and really spot my mistakes. I mean, we did play very well in the final. I was really happy with the way my team played. Obviously winning, we had to play well, but there were still some points where probably we could have done better. An annoying annoying message there for the contract. So yeah, I'm playing Medic, and that's me just buffing my demo so he can do his rollout, and I try to give buffs to everyone really quickly. Now my heavy sometimes likes to go to Cliff, so I try to heal him, give him an early buff so that he's healed up on Cliff, and then I heal Thalash, who's our scout. It's really important to have our scout alive, I think. Now there's a spy on me here, and I did call the spy was on me, but it's Kazul is a spy that his revolver aim is really good. So great headshot there by Cloudy. Doesn't actually kill the demo, I don't think, but he did get the headshot. So that forces their demo back off, which is really important. He can't get that forward hold that he was trying to do. So I died there, And that's the thing that Kazul does. He uncloaks right close to you, and even if you spot him, he just hits those revolver shots. So now we're capping the point because our team actually, after they capped, we got a lot of kills. We cleaned up a lot of kills. So now we're just trying to get this kind of defensive setup hold. And I'm always looking around. I'm trying to keep Cloudy as buff. Like, look, Cloudy's going huge. So it's just got Sniper and the NG. And then we start to move a little bit forward because we see they're coming on cliff, but it all goes a little bit wrong for us. I think maybe we should have stayed behind the point. But having your sniper on that rock is really, really cool. Like, it gives you sight lines to the left and the 2 center points and the right hand side. So having that available is really, really good. But I survived, which is the really huge thing, because if I survive, that means, you know, I'm going to get Uber and we can repush this when we're trying to go out cliff. And having Thalash near me is always good because scout Ubers are so dangerous on 5CP and King of the Hill maps. As you notice, I'm always kind of like looking behind me just because I'm wary of the spy. I don't want the spy to get me. And to be fair, I think this was a bit of a mistake for us. We're giving them a lot of time, and I don't know why. We're playing it very, very slowly, and we're just trying to get picks, and we're not getting picks. Like, Raptor goes down there to Ubers, the other soldier. So I just drop down because my team's gone onto the point, and I get forced here. But this actually turns out pretty well for us because Steve keeps the medic in, and we can kill their medic, and I just fall back here. I don't want to stand on the point. We've got enough people capping the point. I'm a medic. My life is really important, so I don't want to die here. Now Steve dies to the heavy, but it's fine. Like, we clean it up. I just have to be aware that we don't have a pyro, so I'm gonna have to be checking my back, and I'm making sure I don't get stabbed. And I kind of like this little hold here on this right hand side next to the grate, but as you can see, the soldier's up on China. That area up there where our demo just spammed is called China. But then Thalash kills. If you look at the kill feed, Thalash, our scout, kills the medic. So we once again in a really good position. We've got heals. I get jumped, but that clutch sandwich there keeps me alive. And at this point, Steve was like, let's just go and get... like, I didn't really want to go and get the health pack because I knew that their soldier and their spy were down. But, you know, I wanted to keep Emilio alive, but Emilio's smart enough, but then he gets backstabbed. Which Emilio is our main caller. Oh, and that was the first... That was like a drop. I think that's the only time I dropped on this map, but I had no idea he was that far forward. I didn't get the call from my team. That's the thing, if you're behind that point, like behind that rock, you're really well protected from sniper sightlines, unless the team walks across the point. So really, when you're behind that rock, all you're being wary of is spy and soldier, because the soldier can jump you really well, the demo can spam you, but also the spy can uncloak near you. I had no idea the team was that far forward, and that the sniper had that sightline on me, so we're behind on time here, and we're just trying to play this kind of passive game again. And Cloudy gets a huge pick, takes down Husky the heavy. Now if you can get rid of that heavy, that allows your soldier to jump in and doesn't have this kind of 450 HP anti-aircraft gun trying to take you down. So we're just kind of, again, we're playing passive. We've got our players alive, but then we're losing players here. This is not really good, but Raptor uses the conch, and at this point this is DM. This is just DM, and because I've stayed alive, you see I'm just checking my back again. I don't want to get stabbed. And I see they've used Uber, and I'm trying to milk it as much as I can. And because Thalash runs away, I'm calling him to come back in. I want him in this fight because he's the one that can clean up stuff. And because Emilio, our heavy, had so much HP anyway, he wasn't going to die from me leaving him, from me unubering him from that situation. That was just my thought process in that situation. We're trying to get a forward hold here, and I noticed the soldiers there, and I'm like, nope, fuck that. And at this point I was lost. I didn't know what my team was doing. And our heavy and our demo died. And the call was for us to chase them and to get the kills. But I couldn't go through house because the soldier was there. I was like, I'm blocked going through house. So there was no way I could really go there without risking my life. So I preferred to just go back here. I've got Cloudy with me. Cloudy takes down the demo, which is huge. And that's the thing, as long as I can keep Cloudy really buffed, and I can keep him safe, then that's okay. And as it is, like, because I backed up there, yeah, the soldier gets me. Because I backed up there, that would have worked out really well for us, because we had, stupid contract. Because I had Uber advantage there, it would have worked out really well for us. But we're in a bit of a pickle at the moment. They've only got 6 seconds left to cap, and then the round will go to them. We've got to hold it for 30. I've stuck to Uber here because their medic died. If their medic had survived, I would have probably gone quick fix to try and get a charge, and then losing our heavy there is really not good. And we just kind of go a little bit passive, which, that's the thing, I think we were just a little bit too far spread out, and we were getting picked off one by one by the sniper. Like, Solid is a really good sniper, so we're just trying to bait them onto the point. Seal with the spy checks there, which was really important, because if I died there, no heals for my team, we might have struggled. But we do really well. We just kind of bait them onto the point. They have to get on the point to cap it, and we just run down the clock eventually. So that was a decent first round, but all of these rounds are really, really close. You notice I haven't been using crits. Crits is often like something a lot of teams use. See, Emilio's coming main this time, so it's easy for me to buff him. And I'm just trying to get everyone buffed. I don't want to go through what we call main, that bit that I went through before, because I'm worried that Quintosh, their demo, is going to spam. I see Kazul goes for Emilio. I'm going to die there. Kazul goes for Emilio, which he did for most of the game, because he's our main caller, and if you take down the heavy, then it's much easier for you to jump. And you notice the kind of coordination they have. Their spy takes down our heavy, and then their soldier just jumps across the point. No one can deny him, other than our pyro, and Steve wasn't near me. So that was good coordination by them. So, you know, both mid fights I've died. But one thing you can't see going on in the background is Toast, our spy. Now Toast plays kind of an ambassador spy, and for me, he's the best spy in Europe at the moment. And he has been on their sniper's back non-stop, headshotting him, stabbing him, just doing everything he can to hassle him, and that's meant he hasn't had much time to get shots at me. Now I take a fat pipe there, and everyone's kind of weak. So I'm saying to Corv, look, I'm going away. Like, I can't. And then Ramps took the health pack. So I was kind of bummed here, because this means I'm out of the fight. If I go in, all it takes is a random pipe, a random sticky, or a soldier just jumping over, and I'm dead. So it takes me a few seconds. So that was kind of bad for us. But then we do this kind of weird strat where we just charge through connector. We killed their flank, and we were like, okay, I'm just checking, making sure no one's going to rush me. And Cloudy with the penetration kill. The only bad thing about that was that I got denied a lot by the pyro. Now Amelia, the heavy, really should. Oh, this was, let's surf to get away, and then Kazul's just there to one-shot me. Yeah, Kazul was just playing around our house non-stop, which is why you just have to be aware. If a spy, you kind of learn how a spy is playing throughout the game, and that's what Kazul seems to do, just kind of play around our house. But as you can see, we're a minute behind the time. They've clocked off already, about half the time already. So we weren't doing too great here. And I'm missing my arrows, choking under the pressure. But yeah, we were just kind of losing people out of sync. It just wasn't working. I mean, the spawn times, if you don't have the point, are faster in King of the Hill. But if you're dying at different times, it means you spawn at different times. And if you're kind of dying one by one, it doesn't really work. You want to be going forward as a group. So my team's kind of taking space. I like to keep Raptor buffed. I haven't been doing it as much on this map because where he plays, it doesn't really work out. That was an important arrow to get onto Corv there. And then Cloudy takes down the sniper. Now that the sniper's down, I know I can peek. I can do things to that I wouldn't normally be able to do. I can poke my head and walk forward a bit. Now we kite the Uber so well there. Cloudy takes down the pyro, and then Kazul gets a double backstab because Steve air blasted him into our pyro. So we lost our demo and our heavy, but it's okay. Like, Cloudy's going hammer now, takes down their sniper again, and Seal with the Frontier Justice takes down the demo. So even though we lost our combo there, and I was at that point thinking I'm going to have to use this Uber for us to win this fight, Steve and Seal just went huge, took down the combo themselves, and that meant that I can hold on to this Uber. This puts us in a really good position. Even though we're a minute behind, I've got an Uber, they don't. So so I just need to not have to use it unless it's really, really necessary. And if I do use it, we want to destroy them. Cloudy again, you know, Toast you can see on the kill feed takes down Solid. He's just using that Ambassador to just be on the sniper non-stop, which is just really, really strong. And I'm just trying to keep everyone healed here. I should be checking my back a little bit more. There we go. Do a little rotation. I don't want to drop this. If I drop this, this is could be the round really, because if I drop, and we're losing players here. We're losing our sniper. We lost our heavy. Look, Steve does his spy checking a little bit. Now I'm thinking I'm gonna have to use this Uber here. Now they've used it, and I've used it straight away because I don't want to take too much damage. But you use your Uber to block the damage. Because he tries to stab me, and I do get away. And I think I might die here. I can't remember. I survived somehow. No, the soldier's there. Yeah, Uber's the soldier. He was on top, and he just does this kind of jump around our house and lands on me. So at this point, I change my loadout. I change to quick fix because I'm looking at the time now. We're capping, but you've got 23 seconds, and we've got a minute now. So I want to. I just want to get my team healed because we're controlling the point now, and it's not getting desperate, but it's getting to a point now. I think quick fix is much more viable. Now we lose so many players there. Scout, Heavy, Pyro, NG, like everyone dies. Now, I don't want Corv to die, but I can't stay too far forward, otherwise I'm going to die. And he does get finished off. I'm just waiting there, just in case the scout got close. But at this point, we're really close in time, and I'm running quick fix, so we just need to win the fights now, and our spawns are much better. And then we're getting a couple of entry kills, which is really good. So I'm like, okay, we've nearly got quick fix. Let's just take this forward. Let's take this forward. Let's do something with it. And that was really bad. That was awful. I used the quick fix far too early. But look at the kill feed. Look, Thalash takes down the medic. Toast backstabs the heavy, and then Thalash takes down the demo as well. So that was just pure DM. And we didn't check for sticks. I used the quick fix far too early, and even that didn't protect against the sticks. So someone should have spotted the sticks. But that was just pure DM from my team to follow up on the stake from me, Steve, and Corv there. But I'm still running quick fix because it's not even time to get a charge, and quick fix gives you better heals. The healing rate's faster. So I just want my team to stay alive at this point. And then they just start jumping in for the point. There's nothing they can do about it because we've got all of our players alive. And at that point I switched back to Medigum. But that game did end because the config was still stopwatch config, so it finished at 2. So I can go on to the next round. That one. So at this point we're 2-0 up. We had lost the first map, which was Steel. We lost that 2 rounds to 1. So we needed to win this map, otherwise we'd lost the final. So there was a lot of pressure on us. But this is first to 3 now. There, I didn't get a full buff on my heavy. And I go through main because Steve was with me, and I'm confident that Steve can reflect. Like Steve reflects 99% of the stuff that comes his way. So, I'm confident that he's going to reflect the stuff. And there, that was just, I don't know, that was just bad from. I don't know who's at fault there, because we should have players over the point, and because Quintosh is allowed to walk that far across the point, that means no one's contesting him. So I probably should have backed out, having seen my combo backed out, but in the same way, I'm in the mindset that my combo is going to stay forward. So we've lost every mid fight on this so far, but we do kind of come back strongly from it. But we're still running the old minigun. As you can see, Steve's just reflecting everything. And I'm just trying to play passive on this cliff. Like, I don't want to die here. As a medic, your life is very valuable. Now I see the little cloak there. I say to Seal, look, the spy is around here, which is why I'm just checking like I'm paranoid right now. And Seal's really good on this map at spy checking. He just kind of, he's happy, or not happy, but he does the boring job really well. He has such good DM, and he's got good game sense. So he's just kind of doing that. Now I'm looking for the spy there, not expecting the demo to jump in that far. Which I probably should have expected, because we know that's how Quintosh plays. So he jumps around and just lands a pipe on me, which was good from them. But then because they lost their demo from that, because Seal was playing so close to me, he managed to kill the demo, and then without that kind of control, we're just able to kind of go back in and recapture it based on kind of the follow up. So our after Uber game was really good. Now at this point, I'm like, spy me. Excuse me, and that mini sentry saves my life. But then I get jumped by the demo, and then Steve gets a huge reflect pipe on him. And that was the thing at this point. Like, you look at the kill feed, you know, their demo sacrifices for me, but then they lose their pyro, their heavy, you know, they lose their entire combo. Now at this point I was like, I'm changing Medigun, and I can't remember what I changed to. Yeah, I think I changed to quick fix, but based on them losing a lot of players, I thought, no, I'm going to stick back onto Medigun. You can't beat the Medigun really. Like, you've got that kind of full buff potential. You've got that that invulnerability when you actually use your charge. And once again, we're just getting huge kills. Like, you know, Toast and the Lash on the flank are getting so many kills. They're doing so much work. And Cloudy is just having the game of his life, just sniping everything. And that really helps. And then it spies on me, and yeah, you see, like, if I hadn't died to Kazul there, I would have died to Ubers. Because Emilio there has just spawned, he's just got back into the fight, he wasn't around. And they do that kind of, they have really good coordination, and that's something we needed to be aware of. But we had a really good hold there, and having not capped, and they took a minute off, we've taken, you know, 1 minute and 45 seconds off, which was really good. Now that was bad from me. I didn't check, I didn't ask if the teleporter was safe, and I should have assumed. Like, at that point, if there's a lot of players down, you always ask your NG, is the telly safe? And if no one can give you an answer, you don't take it. I took it. It meant the Lash survived, but it could have cost me my life, and my life is much more important because, you know, I can keep my rest of my teammates alive. So we're just kind of trying to push this side. It's just so choky that I'm not sure if it was a good idea, but because they're on cliff, it doesn't give us much option. But I'm building my charge, and we're just trying to get Cloudy, like, with us, give him space to do something, and we're just forcing our way onto the cap. And I try to hold this as much as I can, and now I'm just going to keep it on our pyro, because this is what our pyro can do. He can keep the medic in. Now that medic has been kept in, I switch it over to someone who can do the damage, like Corv. If the Lash was there, if our scout was there, I would have flashed him as well, because then he can use that to get forward and get right in the faces of them. And now we're doing, like, I'm not sure if this passive hold was really a good idea. We lose our sniper, and now we're locked down behind the point. Whereas if you lose your sniper on a forward hold, it doesn't really matter too much because you know, there's not that many snipe lines, you can kind of block it. So I change here. I think I changed to quick fix because I'm kind of like, look, I'm dying a lot now, and yeah, I don't know, that once again, that was just coordination from them, and having that passive hold. Once our heavy goes down, maybe we should change it, I think. Raptor throwing me through the air. But Toast there gets a backstab on the medic. Now they've got no heals, so we need to capture this point. And I'm keeping it on, like, our combo, because they're the one walking forward and they're the ones that gain kills. Raptor was really weak there, and as much as I would have loved to have buffed him, I wasn't in a position to do it. So I just have to say to him, no. Like, I say, no, we can't. I can't. And this is the first forward hold we've got all game. So I just give him a buff because Raptor's going to be moving on to the other side. And it doesn't really work too well because we don't kind of watch the sidelines, but Corv with a sticky trap or using his stickies takes down the medic. So at this point I was like, okay, we've won this map now, we just need to not make mistakes, because we take down their entire combo. They've got no heals, they're going to spawn soon because they get faster spawns, but I'm just trying to keep everyone calm now. Emilio's the one who's doing the main calls. I call that there's a scout behind us. I say there's a scout on our cliff. That's what the Lash goes to deal with. Now they can jump in and they can go for me, but we're just, you know, we just have to block the point, and we're just getting the cleanup kills now. And even though I'm weak, I'm holding forward because at this point it doesn't matter as long as I keep everyone else alive. And that was the map. So Yeah, we had to. The config was a bit screwed up. So we went. So it was first to 3. So we took the three rounds there that we needed, and that was our map pick. We only got one map pick because we were the second seed as opposed to the first seed. Because Chester finishing first, they got an advantage. They got to pick 2 of the maps. So we were. I felt we were kind of. We tried our hardest on Steel, but it's a map that we need a lot of practice on still. We've tried it a lot, and it's just, I suppose, we played up against a team that I think is probably one of the best on Steel, and we went really close with them, but that was cool. But then winning Product 3-0, and then we went on to Badwater, which was the final map. If you want to go and watch the VODs, don't listen, spoilers, but we went on to win that 2-0. We won 2 rounds, which was all needed, and we won 2 maps to 1. So that was the final. So I know there's not much competitive stuff gets posted on my channel, and I am trying to, this was my way of giving you a bit of a point of view of the final. I didn't think anyone would want to watch sort of 3 hours of, you know, different maps and stuff, so I just picked the one map that that's quite actiony and you know, people would be interested in watching. So so that was it. That is ETF2L season over. There is an award show coming up soon, so I'll be hosting that at some point. That'll be on Blackout Gaming TV. Again, check in the description for the link if you want to watch any of those VODs, any of the casts. I do a lot of casts with them when I'm not playing, and there's also lots of games where I've been playing that other people have casted, obviously. But at the moment, it's mostly just Six's season. I will be streaming those games, be streaming my scrims if you want to watch. And also I'll be streaming, if you want to watch more Highlander, it is the UGC Platinum season. And my Team Strong Opinions, we're playing Platinum this season. It's mostly a full roster. We've got a lot of subs because people are doing 6s and stuff like that. So we're trying to keep people able to play their 6s games as well as Highlander. So every Monday around 2021 Central European time, we'll be playing Highlander in UGC Platinum. We're 2-0. We won our first 2 games. There'll be a regular season and then there'll be playoffs. So I'll be streaming every game and I'll upload the VODs to YouTube. So if you guys aren't able to catch the games live, you can watch them on YouTube. But if you guys want to see more competitive stuff and analysis and demos and stuff like that, let me know. I wouldn't mind doing demo reviews for people if anyone is interested. But this was kind of my way of showing a little bit insight to the final, as nobody really recorded any of the comms, unfortunately. But I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and let me know if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, and I'll see you next time.